think I put out this persona at the time later that we were well off and wealthy and this. And I think that was just, at the time, something to say, and maybe what I even truly believed at that point in time. But to get back to what I was saying, I was a baseball player and traveled. Me and my mom, my sister hop in the car and we're going to Louisiana. We're driving all over Texas. We're going everywhere to go play travel and select baseball as a kid. I was playing a year up from my age group, so I'm in the deep end and I'm holding my own. And I always thought, even to this day, that baseball was my best sport. But I was always meant and destined to be a baseball player. And I think because I started so early, by the time I got to high school, I was just burnt out of it. Football started to come in my life. Really, what I vividly remember is the 2005 Rose Bowl.
Okay.
And for Christmas Day, I wake up and my dad has this number 10 Vince Young Texas jersey. I was a Texas Longhorn freak.
Right.
And I'm going to sit here and get a lot of hell from my Aggies, but like, it is what it is. And I remember this Christmas Day, I go to the tree, see this Vince Young jersey with the Rose Bowl patch on it. And after that, it was really just like all football from that game, that last drive, that cross into the end zone by Vince. The confetti was the background on my computer for 4 years with Vince. Rose Bowl was biggest to me.
When you say you were a good kid by 90%, or good kid just for Johnny Manziel?
Good kid by 100% of
Okay.
I was raised the proper way. I was raised in a strong, sturdy household. Both mom and dad there, and younger sister 3 years younger than me. You know, we were religious. You know, we were a Christian family. We went to church on Sundays. Sundays were our day for, you know, our family golf outings where my dad and my sister would play me and my mom, and we would go play a scramble every Sunday. We were very family oriented. I know my time I spent with my grandparents, my aunts, my uncles, we were a cohesive unit, especially back then. And I think, you know, it's hard because you look back at what you know me now, and you wouldn't expect that, which is why you asked the question that you did, because I didn't prove to the world when I got on a world stage what my morals and values and how I raised truly was. And I think a lot of that shift started to happen as I was 15, 16 years old. And I was living and originally grew up in Tyler, okay?
Earl Campbell, the Tyler.
2 Heisman Trophy winners in the same town with Tyler Rose, baby. And when I was about 13, I'm in between my sixth grade semester, so it's like January of my 6th grade year. My dad comes in, he's like, we're moving. Doesn't say a word, just packs everything up, and we drive 5.5 hours away to Kerrville, Texas. And Kerrville, Texas is 40 miles west of San Antonio, out in the middle of the hill country. Beautiful, but it's very country. You know, it's very little backwoods kind of place, 20,000 people, and it's dually trucks and farms and ranches and everything you would expect a Texas town to be. And when I went there, life shifted. It was like the old Johnny Manziel was there before that move, and then there was a completely new person born after that. And I think that comes from like when I got there, when I first got to class at this new school, I was nervous. You know, I didn't have any of my friends. I didn't know anything. It was the first time in my life I think I was really, really uncomfortable in the situation that I was in. And I created and took over a little bit of a different persona in the sense of like kind of where I get a little bit more of my attitude, a little bit more of this country place where I felt like I had to, you know, I stick up for myself. Not even flex, I stick up for myself. You know, I'm a new kid on the block here. I ain't getting bullied around by nobody out here. My dad taught me the right way. If somebody wrongs you, in a sense, right? You can either try and handle it the right way as a man, or if somebody takes it too far down the line, I give you full permission to do what you need to do to protect yourself. And I felt like I was getting bullied around and punked around a little bit, and I started to stand my ground. And with that came a new, like, growth as a 15-year-old, 14-year-old kid in life. And I remember that shift like it was yesterday.
You said your dad all of a sudden packed the family up and left. How unexpected was it? Was there any talk? Do you remember he and your mom having a conversation about, you know, this is not working. I think we might need to move. I think there's a better opportunity over here. Was there ever any conversation that your family, there's a possibility that your family might leave Tyler and head to where you ended up going?
None. None. Came in one day and just, that was it. We got in the car, wild and being this party family and kind of wild and being this party family and kind of, you know,
when did you, or if ever, when you were growing up, have an appreciation for what your dad was doing? You mentioned that he worked 6 days a week, that he left at 6 a.m. in the morning, and he came home at 8 p.m., and you guys had dinner. So you basically got the dinner time, that was it, and then you got Sunday golf outings. What, did you ever become resentful that you weren't spending the quality time with your dad and that he wasn't driving you around to all this?
My dad was doing. It takes a lot of time and a lot of effort and a lot of energy to be able to provide for a family, especially when you get away from the nest egg and the grandparents and everything and you go do it on your own. So, you know, for a long time, and this is what me and my dad around this time just started butting heads. And then this is where the sneak, you know, this is where the sneaking and the drinking, and this is where it all kind of like starts to unravel a little bit. And this is kind of, at this point in time, 15, 16 years old, where I start to go down a path that you later see on a national scale.
Do you believe, had your father been around more frequent